Hey guys, my name is Dylan Novak. I am 25 years old and I am the youth pastor at Hendricks Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Rogersville, Tennessee. I just moved here with my lovely wife. We just got married this past May. And by the end of, not this quarter, but the next quarter of school, I will have my associate's degree in religion. And I'm praying if I should pursue a bachelor's degree or what God's plan for me is. I'm very excited to complete this course. And I also have a side ministry called Celebrity Evangelist Ministries. It's a ministry I started when I was 13 years old. I would give gospel tracts to different celebrities I met at autograph signings, at comic book conventions, stuff like that. And when I was 20 years old, God convicted my heart that it should be a full-time ministry. And since then, He's opened the door for me to witness to many more high-profile actors, actresses, such as Tom Cruise, Kiss, so on and so forth. If you want to check out my ministry, you can go to Celebrity Evangelist on Facebook or Instagram. You'll see every celebrity receives a copy of the Bible, some tracts, a copy of my friend Tony Nolan's book Gasp, and a handwritten letter explaining the gospel based on what he or she has said or asked about God. I've had some great encounters, had some not great encounters. And God's really shown me a lot of life lessons over really the past 5 years. One of the biggest ones, the first thing that came to mind that God laid on my heart that I should share in this video, is a life lesson my wife and I learned just over the past couple months with having a coronavirus wedding. It was absolutely miserable to plan a wedding in this pandemic. There was much stress and pressure from family members that we should postpone, that we should put it off, said, it'll be better by June, it'll be ready better by July, so on and so forth, and we know that it's just getting worse, sadly. And Morgan and I said, maybe we should. And then as soon as we began to consider and see if we could change the wedding, our relationship started falling apart. We successfully navigated a long-distance relationship for 2 years. She lived in Florida, I lived in Virginia. I met her when I was preaching at her church down there. And we'd been fine, but for some reason here at the end, our relationship was falling apart and we didn't understand why. But God opened our eyes and showed us we were putting our wedding as more of a priority than our relationship. And as soon as we said, you know what, forget the wedding, we're not going to have the dream wedding we've always wanted to have. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be how it should be. So we need to just get married. God gave us peace to get married on this day. And God knew all this was going to happen. Let's just do it. God will provide. God will make it happen. And as soon as we put our priorities back in order, everything fell into place. It wasn't perfect. We lost our honeymoon location 3 days before the wedding, lost our reception hall, had a hassle with the photographer, many stories that I could continue to go on and on about for hours. But through it all, God was sovereign. God had His plan. And we sat at our head table after we got married and looked over the smaller group of people that we were able to have. And we both said, this is perfect. This is exactly what we needed. And so my advice to you, keep your priorities straight. Because it's supposed to be God, your spouse, family, others, then yourself. But so many times we get that out of order. It's just like your relationship with God. If you put anything above God, your life's going to fall apart. If you don't keep it in the perfect order that God has given us in the Bible, then your life is going to fall apart. It's not always going to be perfect when you have everything in order, but it's going to be God's plan. And God's perfect plan is better than anything we could ever plan. Thank you and God bless.